folks, Chris Voss here from thechrisvossshow.com, thechrisvossshow.com. Hey, coming to a blog post, we want to share that, of course, with you the latest social media and technology. We have all the major tech companies sending us gadgets. We have all the major phone companies sending us phones. Be sure to hit the subscribe button so you can take and get in on all the great comparison action and reviews that we take and do. Be sure to give us a like, tell your friends, neighbors, relatives, dogs, cats, cousins, just about anybody you possibly want. Be in the message in the space for all I care. Do it. So, what we're going to be doing is comparing today the AT&T iPhone 5S versus the AT&T Samsung Galaxy S4. AT&T.com, check them out, fastest download and upload times. And we're going to put these two babies head-to-head together, see how they turn out. Let's see who wins. Okay, so let's take a look at how the cameras on both these devices work, and then we'll look at the photos. You've got your camera button here for the Apple iPhone 5S. You've got the ability, of course, switch out your flash up here at the top, so you can turn it on or off, whatever you want to do. You can turn on HDR on and off. HDR gives you, of course, a low light and a highlight photo, and they mix it into one. You can switch between your front-facing cameras here. Now, one thing that's new with the iPhone 5S is you can switch between several different features. You can switch between a panorama feature, a square feature, which is great for taking photos for Instagram. You have the photo feature. You can go to video, and you can also switch to the slow-mo feature. It shows you the frames per second down here. One feature you also have in photos is you have the ability to have filters on your photos, so you can take and do several different filters with them, much like you can on most of the photo apps these days. And that's pretty much it when it comes to the device and what it will take and do with the camera. Let's go over now to the Samsung Galaxy S4, and we'll take a look at the camera, how it works, etc., etc. over here. Over here you've got several different modes, which are pretty unique to Samsung. You've got an auto mode, different beauty face mode, best photo, best face. You can choose multiple shots in best faces. Sounded shot, where you can make certain shots that have background sounds for a few seconds. Drama shots, where you take multiple pictures of a moving subject. Animated photo, where you can take and create animated photos in different parts of a picture. Rich tone HDR, of course. Eraser, where you can take objects out of a picture from 5 consecutive pictures. Panorama, which is a panorama mode, of course. Sports pictures, where you can have a quick shot frame. And night shots. So you have these abilities to choose these different modes of shooting for what works best for you. You can, of course, push on the screen here to switch between your front and back cameras. You can, of course, either take a picture or do video mode here. You also have a menu coming on the side where you can adjust your settings. You can go into your flash. You can adjust different scenery settings. You can turn your microphone on and off. You can set the length or the quality of the video you want to take and do, if you want to do slow motion or fast motion, a limit for texting, etc., etc. You've got your sharing, where you can automatically share stuff to different places and all that good stuff. Now, the other customizable thing you can do that's in the Samsung Galaxy S4 is you can control the photo size, face detection, metering, ISO, anti-shake, all this sort of really cool things that you can take and do. Video size you can control, video stabilization you can control, GPS tagging, volume key, white balance, exposure value, much like you would in an expensive camera, guidelines, flash, contextual information. There's a whole mess of other different ones that you can take and get here. And it just really depends on how you have it set up and everything else. We're going to go ahead and move this back to auto so that we can see some of the other settings that you can have on here, and you can see what's available in the settings menu here. So you can have a review setting, timer, guidelines, flash, voice control, contextual frame, all that sort of good stuff. Now, the one thing you can do is you can talk to this and tell it to take a picture, and it will take a picture if you set up the voice control, which is very cool. Okay, so now what we're going to do is start off with some comparisons between the iPhone 5S and the Samsung Galaxy's S4 pictures and how they take them and how they come out. Now, all these photos were taken in the same position of my feet. There may be some movement on my arms, of course, when I take these shots, but for the most part, they were taken from the same place with my feet, so you're going to see some perspective difference here in some of these pictures. Now, given this first photo that we're going to be looking at is done in complete and utter darkness, and basically the challenge is for the lamp to flash and find its source, or find its focal point, and then take the picture. So these pictures that you'll see here in the next one or two pictures are going to be in that format, complete and utter darkness. So here we have the iPhone 5S picture. It's a pretty good picture. Lots of yellowing though, where these are very white washing machines, and the yellow over here on the OxyClean and the Tide and this label here, you can see really pop. In fact, there's some yellow down here on the thing. Let's take a look at the S4 picture now. The S4 picture is going to be this picture right here. You can see we're seeing a lot more normal colors. The yellow isn't quite popping out as much to us abnormally. There's a better balance between the blue and the red, and you can also see and read the dials over here better. They look more normal. They look more white, which is what they are. In fact, they're not yellow, where you can see this looks almost yellow, this panel over here. So in my experience in using both these, the S4 definitely wins. It has a much more powerful lamp flash than the iPhone 5S. So there's your 5S. There's your S4. You can argue with me all you want about it, but to my view, the S4 wins this challenge. Now let's move on to the next picture. This is another picture that is going to be having taken in complete and utter darkness. So here's a picture with the iPhone 5. Did a really good job. Lots of noise, but you're shooting in this sort of format. So it did a pretty good job. You can see pretty good green over here, some fairly good details. It did light up the room pretty well. I was a little bit more impressed though with the Samsung Galaxy S4, and unfortunately when I took this picture I moved, so it's a little blurry, but I think things are just lit up a little bit better in this photo, and the light's a whole lot more brighter in the lamp flash. And from what I can tell, I can see a whole lot more colorization. Like this looks very dark and brown to me, where this is more red, which is the natural color of the wood. The wall seems more normal. The door seems more white, which it is, instead of the yellowish color that you're seeing here, the very dead brown colors that you're seeing here. So to me, the S4 once again wins this sort of battle in the darkness and the lamp flash, if you will. So let's go ahead and move to the next one. Okay, so here here we have the Samsung Galaxy S4. This is a shot taken very similar to another shot that you'll see here in a second. And here is the iPhone 5. There's no difference in flash. There's no difference in lighting, etc., etc. I tend to like the S4 picture better here. As you can see, there's not much light really in the picture here. There is a little bit more detail. Of course, it looks like I might have moved on the S4 shot, but I think there's, well, you can't really see much detail here. I think these gears over here, definitely you can see more detail in the gears. And so there's some semblance there. The band seems to be pretty well recorded, where this is a little bit blown out with the light. So you have a little bit more light here in the Samsung Galaxy S4 than you do with the iPhone. But I think the picture, if I was to choose between pictures I'd rather have the Samsung Galaxy S4. You can see the whole side of it. It's well lit. It's taken in the light well. And here you have the the iPhone 5 picture. So we'll move on to the next picture here. This is a picture where we're using a box, of course, to do the colors, and you can see some gradient here. Now this is the Samsung Galaxy S4 photo. Let's switch over to the photo on the iPhone 5, and we'll go back and forth. You can see there's some different perspective. We tried to hold this at the same angle, but the Samsung Galaxy S4 is very different in its size and how it takes pictures. It's really up to you to decide which one of these you like best, and what you think is better. We'll flip between these two. A lot of it has to really do with the perspective of the phones and everything else. So we'll let you guys decide on that one. Here we're going to take another picture. This is going to be a very close-up macro type shot that we were going for. This is the Samsung Galaxy S4. Did a really good job of it. The Apple seemed to struggle a little bit. You can see here that part of it has to do with our focus. But
we were trying to focus in on this part and get really close, and you can see it was having trouble capturing the really close macro shot that we're getting. So here's your iPhone 5S, here's your Samsung Galaxy S4 with a really great macro shot. You can see a whole lot of detail on these ends and everything else. Really struggling here to get the focal point. Now, kind of did a little bit over here, but just really struggled to be able to focus, whereas the S4 did a much better job. Let's move to our next pictures here. And here you can see these yellows that we have. There's some yellow different things that hang down off of this tree, which are kind of interesting. Unfortunately, in the iPhone 5, they look very green. Let's see how we did on the Samsung. Samsung, of course, you can see here much better definition and colorization. Here's these yellow hang downs that you can see that hang down throughout the tree, which you can, I guess, kind of see on the iPhone 5S. I can't see as much detail. Now, keep in mind, I'm standing in the same place on taking these pictures. So it's really up to you to decide what you think is better. It seems to me I have more detail and I can see things much better. You can see like the rib of the leaf here, where that's completely gone and blown away in the iPhone 5S. Now, keep in mind the Samsung Galaxy is 13 megapixels. Some say that's BS and doesn't matter, but looks like it matters to me. You can see this tree here, see the indicators of the palm. This is all kind of blown out over here and not real tight. So very interesting how this is recording the data, the pictures, the images, etc. Looks like the Samsung S4 is still winning this battle. Let's go to the next picture here. So we've got a picture of some of these flowers, and this is the iPhone 5S versus the Samsung Galaxy S4. There's more greens and yellows, which is probably more of a software jack than anything. And this seems to be a more natural color from my experience because I go down to this garden to shoot. This definitely looks like the greens and yellows are jacked up. They're definitely probably software abused up, where this is normal. If you look at the ground over here and the grass, this is the normal color of the ground and the grass, where this is much more darker over here, and there's a lot more shadow and everything else in this picture. So once again, I think the S4 is a much better camera. Let's go to another shot here. And of course, we're using a computer to do this. We're not using the screen, so this makes a difference. You can see here, this is the iPhone 5S shot. We're doing up a street. You can see some of the detail here of the ridges on the sidewalk and everything else. Let's flip over to the Samsung Galaxy S4. And I'm standing in the same exact place. I can see a whole lot more detail up here in the brick, whereas I can't see it, but also the perspective is very different on the Samsung. So I'll let you decide which one you like better, but I can tell you I like the Samsung better. I can see the grass blades down here, where here can't really make them out very much. It's really kind of not that great of a shot. So here you have your your iPhone 5S versus your S4 here. To me, the S4 wins. All right, so let's take another look at another picture. And here we have the iPhone 5S. Here we have the Samsung Galaxy S4. My mind, once again, the S4 wins. S4, iPhone 5S. I can see much more detail in here. And it's just a better picture all the way around. I can see much more detail up in here in the leaves and structure, where this is very far away from me. So yeah, I like how it works from this angle in showing itself up there. Okay, so let's take a look at the video recording capabilities of both these devices. This is a completely dark shot, dark room, where the lamp has to be able to light up the room as much as possible to take good video. Now, the iPhone 5S did not do as well as the Samsung Galaxy S4. The Samsung Galaxy has a much powerful flash lamp, as you saw, and also a better video lamp. So what we're going to do is switch over now. You'll be able to see the Galaxy S4 pictures. Now, you just saw the iPhone 5S pictures. You can see here in the Galaxy pictures, the pictures are much brighter, colors are more normal. It's yellow, or it's not yellow, it's a beautiful white, and you can see the colors are balanced very well. It's got a very big lamp to it during video recording. I can tell you firsthand from comparing both these phones. So the Samsung Galaxy S4 wins when it comes to flash and video in dark low light settings. Let's go to the iPhone 5. We're going to take a look at a picture outside, and here you can see we're doing video. The greens and yellows pumped up a little bit here. It's definitely a bright color, but we're kind of seeing some adjustments with the greens and yellows in the photos, and I think we're also seeing that a lot of blue here, yellows, greens are popping right off the thing. That's the one thing I do notice about both these devices. It takes good video. I mean, it's 1080p. 1080p is usually 1080p. But let's take a look for now at the Samsung Galaxy S4 in the same video in the same place. For me, this is much more normal. See how this is less blown out with yellows over here? The greens are more normal. Blue is more balanced, et cetera, et cetera. It looks like what they've done with the iPhone 5S from the photos and the videos we've seen is they've kind of jacked up, probably software-wise, the greens, yellows, and blues. Some people do this. HTC did it really bad on some of the original HTC One phones. And so what you're seeing is most likely some of that. And well, some people, are saying, well, I have brighter photos. See how the detail is blown out here on this wall and the bricks up here, et cetera, et cetera. You can't see as much detail there. It's all blown out because the yellowness is blowing it out. Same thing with the detail here on the grass. So let's flip back over to the Samsung Galaxy S4. See how we've got so much more detail over here on the wall, on this chimney over here. You got more detail on the grass. It's just a much better video overall as to what's going on. Maybe some of this is because the camera is a 2.2 new aperture on the iPhone 5S. It's bringing too much light. But as far as I'm concerned, the camera on the Samsung Galaxy S4 wins both in daylight and night shooting. Okay, so there you have it. We've done a comparison between both these phones. Definitely some interesting results we've gotten out of the iPhone 5S, almost across the board outpacing the Samsung Galaxy S4, and most likely is the most fastest phone on the market currently available. So it's going to be interesting to see how long the iPhone 5S will hold up to that title. So you can go to our good friends at AT&T.com with the fastest download and upload speeds. Tell them Chris Voss sent you. Pick out the phone that's going to work best for you. Be sure to watch all of our video comparisons. Give us a like, subscribe to us on YouTube so you can keep getting all these great videos. Thanks for coming by, and be sure to watch the ChrisVossShow.com often.